today is going to be my Walmart con haul. This is going to be the month of November's Patreon only giveaway. So if you have not joined the Patreon, go check that out. The link's going to be down in the description. Just make sure you head on over there, check that out. The price of the Patreon is less than a cup of coffee. I mean, you just can't lose. And as the Patreon gets bigger, so will these giveaways, guys. Truly appreciate it. Go check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. My name is Wayne, and this is Wayneko. Now, like I was saying, today is going to be my Walmart haul. I say the Walmart con is kind of what I said in that. This goes to one of those topics that I don't really know a whole lot about. So they have like what they want to call a Target con. They have what I guess now they want to call a Walmart con. I think it's just an excuse to release a bunch of pops at one time. I'm okay with this, but my Walmart doesn't really participate in things like this. They're not that big, so we just don't get a whole lot of this stuff in. So this stuff comes like months after supposed cons and things of that effect. But when it came in, I managed to pick these guys up. I picked up Doc and Einstein, which is one of my favorite picks out of this all. Beast comes in as a strong number 2. And Magneto I picked up because of the stand that they have him on. Now y'all know that I'm slightly obsessed with these like stands that are acrylic, and you'll see in a second. But let's get Einstein here out of the box. Now they don't show him on the back. They show 7 of these guys all together. He's number 972. The cool thing about this one though is this is going to be Doc when he had just made the time machine and they were getting that all together, and he had the DeLorean on a remote control, and it was kind of like a remote control car, and he put Doc inside of it, and Doc was going to go, I want to say, back into the future only a few seconds. So it was just enough time for him to go back into the future and then come back to the present time, all within a few seconds of each other. That is when this Pop and Einstein are supposed to be from. Really cool pop. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm kind of thinking about going and getting some of this guy and maybe customizing him, and we're just going to have to see if I do this or not. But let's take a closer look at this guy. So, my favorite pops in this run so far are going to be this guy and the one with the hat on. Now, they made his eyes a little large, it looks. It's the first time I've seen them kind of make them that big, which is super awesome. They have the time here on his stopwatch. You see that says 1:21. That's pretty cool. He has the remote control in his hand. I don't see any real like paint spillover. It looks like they did a really good job with him. I mean, I'm really impressed with this one. But look, I've been kind of impressed with all of the Back to the Future stuff, with the exception that I wish maybe they came out with a few more characters here and there. But then we have Einstein. Now Einstein also has on the matching stopwatch, so his is 1:20 instead of 1:21. You know, because he went back into the past or the future. I can't really remember exact, but it was one of those by 1 second, and then the car shows right back up a couple of seconds later. Which, look, really really cool that they added him in there and they put the watch on him to really give you that feel that it's actually from the movie. So adding these guys to my Back to the Future collection is just really awesome. And let me talk about my collection for a minute, guys. So here recently I added a couple of more shelves. Please don't tell anybody I added a couple of more shelves to my collection. My collection is getting kind of large. It's getting large quickly. So I've added a couple of more shelves, and as soon as I start to get all of that stuff organized, I'm going to kind of do this whole like studio unveiling, and I'll let everyone kind of get a look at what the new studio looks like, right? So I have made multiple versions of different walls that I can shoot in front of. You're just gonna have to wait and see. This is Beast, and they show a lot of these guys on the back of this. So they show 11 of them on the back. There's a lot more than 11 of them, because there's variances almost in every one of these that I know of. I mean, that I know that there's at least one variance of these guys. He's number 641 out of the group. Now this Beast is flocked. So I mean, to me, this is only the second or third pop maybe I have that is flocked, so I'm kind of excited to get this guy out of the box and take a closer look at him. I think the only other flocked pop I have is going to be the Energizer Bunny, if I'm thinking about this right. The Energizer Bunny is going to be the only other flocked pop that I have. All right. Oh man, see, this guy's really cool. And look, I know that it takes my Walmart a little while to like get these exclusives, and I'm okay with that, right? Because it is a smaller Walmart, and there's no need to stress myself out about it. I know that they're going to get them. It's just going to take them a little longer than everybody else. His head is really heavy, so I might have to adjust that spring a little bit to get it to set right. But if you take these bobbleheads out of the collect box a lot, you know that you have to adjust these springs a lot to get the head in the right position, to get it in the right way. However it is, you have to adjust it, but his head does feel really top heavy. Let's take a closer look at him. This was one of them that I was really excited to add to the collection because, like I said, this is only my second, or I want to say this is my second. This is my second flocked pop. I'm sorry. I got distracted for a minute trying to see if that book had any writing on it. It does not have any writing on it. Kind of disappointed in that. I thought that would have been an extra little like Easter egg there if they would have thrown the writing in there. You can see that his face is not flocked, but his eyebrows are. Everywhere that he should have like hair, he is flocked. Look, there's not a whole lot they could have done to him in the form of messing up the paint. His tie has a little detail. I like how they put the handkerchief over there in his pocket. Look, they did a really good job with this pop, and I think maybe there's a variance of this guy out there. I'm not 100% sure. Magneto has the exact same box as he does. He's number 488. Guys, if you have not checked it out yet, I go live every Thursday at 3 p.m. so make sure you come check me out live. We really do like a Thursday throwback where we're going to talk about the older pops. I'm going to pull maybe some of them out of my collection, or some of them that I just never reviewed. I'm gonna pull out, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to talk. And this is really just some time for you guys to come hang out with me and let's have a conversation. I mean, so if there's a topic that you want to talk about, or some news, or maybe you just want to know where to find a pop at, come on over and ask that question. And then don't forget, every Friday at 6 p.m. I go live as well. So if you missed me on Thursday, make sure you come check me out on Friday, right? So I said that he was my number 3, but look, I might have been fibbing a little about him being my number 3. These acrylic stands it gives the pop a completely different view, right? It gives it a completely different perspective. It changes the feel and the look of these pops. Let's take a closer look at him. It changes the look and the feel of these pops 100%, right? And his helmet has so much detail packed into it. It is kind of insane. But here's one thing that I noticed like right off the start. Now this is not a deal breaker, guys, but y'all know me. I'm gonna give you an in-depth review of this guy. He has a lot of glue here on his helmet where they glued this front piece to it, and so you can see this glue spillover, and I'm gonna see if we can get a better look at it. And it takes a little bit of light to see it, but you can see this glue spillover in all the creases. And that's not a deal breaker. Look, that's kind of being a little picky. These acrylic stands are really awesome. So now suddenly he goes from just standing to flying, right? I think that is super, super, super clever of them to do that. His cape looks pretty standard, just like all the other capes. They didn't have a whole lot of color to put in him, so as you expect, there's not going to be a lot of color spillover. This is what I was saying, though, about his head, right? When you get into these bobbleheads, sometimes you have to adjust them a little to get them where you want them. See, because I didn't really want his head turned that way, but now I guess I kind of see why it was, because his head is kind of getting in the way of his hand there. So I kind of understand now why they had it turned that way, but I'm still going to keep him looking face on. And I like the way he looks just faced on. It's really, really, really cool pops that they did here. And I didn't have these guys, and I'm not a completionist, so I'm not going to go after the rest of the set. I already have Wolverine. I have a few of the others, and I'll put these guys with those. And I know that they're not from the same set, but just having one of each of the characters is okay with me, regardless if it's from the same set, or if it's from 10 sets ago, or if it's from now set, whatever set that it may be, right? I'm okay with not having them all, as long as I have the ones that I want. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. There is no Wayneko crew without you guys, and I truly appreciate you watching. Have a good one.